part of the community engagement and education of the Fylde Sand Dunes Project, we offer regular guided walks. These tend to be every 3 or 4 weeks, and it's about getting people out onto the dunes, enjoying being outdoors, just being by the seaside, but also learning a little bit at the same time.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm a volunteer with the Lancashire Wildlife Trust, and I lead guided walks here on St Anne's, our local nature reserve. These sand dunes have been here in one form or another probably about 8,000 years. In 1863, the total population of the Fylde coast would have been about 10,000, mainly Fleetwood, Blackpool, Lytham and a few small hamlets here and there. If you come forward to now, the total population of the area is probably now about 250,000. So inevitably, that number of people coming in means that about 80% of the sand dunes have now disappeared. And that's one of the reasons we need to focus on preserving what's left.
I'm Kate. I'm a volunteer guided walks leader for the Lancashire Wildlife Trust. We have guided walks pretty much twice a month through the summer, perhaps a little bit less during the winter. We usually meet in the North Beach car park. It's always at 10 o'clock and it lasts till approximately 12 o'clock. What we generally tend to do is to come up to the highest point of the dune, have a look around to see what fantastic vantage point it is for both the Ribble Estuary and the Pennines.
We're currently standing on a dune which is about 40 foot high, which is a typical height for dunes along the coast, so not massive. We do get quite a splendid view. On a clearer day, you'd also be able to see the mountains of the Lake District. From this one spot we get a pretty glorious view really, and that's why during the walks we bring people up here so that they can appreciate the nature reserve and the surroundings of where we are.
We'll go down onto the beach, have a look at the work that's been done to try and grow the sand dunes towards the sea for coastal protection. Then we'll walk through the dunes looking at the plants. There are some that are really rare, only to be found locally on this strip of the dunes. Some are important nationally. And then we have a trip to the Lancashire Wildlife Trust, have a little hut where we have orange juice and cups of tea, and then go and have a look at the reserve where there's a slightly different kind of habitat that we explore, which is called a dune slack, and it's much wetter, which you wouldn't normally expect to find in amongst a dune. We find a wet area where there are all sorts of really special orchids and plants that are only to be found in very rare places.
My name's Julie and I live in St Anne's, and I regularly visit the beach with my boys, but this is the first time I've come on one of Lancashire Wildlife Trust's dune walks. I've seen them advertised a lot, they looked fantastic. It's been amazing this morning. We've seen a wealth of wildlife. We've seen 5 or 6 species of butterfly, dragonflies, and lots of bees, which is a passion of mine. All these things living so close to my home that I didn't know were there. I strongly recommend to anybody to come on this walk. The people who run it are so knowledgeable. They've got fantastic volunteers working alongside the Wildlife Trust, and Fylde Borough Council rangers here as well to answer all your questions. It's a great morning.
So it involves a little bit of walking, up and down the dunes along the beach, and then some chatting. And obviously if people have got questions about things that they've seen. Just the idea really is just to show people you know what an amazing place it is. It's when you realise there's so much to learn about how all this works and what an amazing place it is for wildlife and for recreation.